Hi there.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Flying Frog video. Here we are on the eve of Sim Update 11 and the 40th anniversary for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now here we have from Orbx the Pacific Aerospace Corporation P-750 short takeoff and landing. Now this is on the marketplace. It is currently available for Xbox and PC for $37.45 Australian, which will be around about the $25 American mark, around about the 27 euro, and I would say roughly around 18 or so pounds. So we're going to have a look at this one. Now the only other aircraft that I know of for Xbox anyway that's been in the sim that's been done by Orbx is the Fokker, which came out in, I think it was Sim Update 7 for the Australian World Update, as a matter of fact. So what we're going to do is get on in, have a look, and see what we get. Now while we're at it too, there are four different versions of this one. We got this particular one, which is a cargo with various bunch of liveries. We have a skydiver version, which is again a bunch of liveries, a passenger with a bunch of liveries, and an agriculture for those who want to do your farm simming in Microsoft Flight Simulator. You can go and spray your crops. So let's hop on down to the wheels. Now there you go, we got some type of sound envelope around the aircraft, and that is going to come into play a little bit later on, I feel. So what we'll do is we'll just have a look at the modelling of the wheel. Now the tyre is not perfectly round. We can see a little bit of square edging on that, but the rim itself looks fairly well. The chroming is not bad. The hydraulic lines little squared off in places, but generally not too bad. So we'll hop on over, just have a look. See that sound now increased, so that there is some type of sound envelope that is around this aircraft. Now that wheel looks perfectly fine. The tyre looks round. So there's a little bit of mixed going on here. Even these hydraulic lines don't even look to be squared off, which is interesting. So there seems to be a bit of a mixture of texture quality, I think, with this particular one. But I mean, the chroming's not bad. I've seen better looking chroming, but on the whole though, the modelling itself is not too bad. So what we're going to do is we'll hop on out now and we'll just have a look at the decals as such on the fuselage. Now I love the rivet lines. The rivet lines look very good. They've done a good job with that. And the aircraft itself is clean. No or very minimal weathering on it. But the textures on that look really good. So let's just hop on in a little bit closer. See that sound's gone. So there is some type of sound envelope. A little bit of jaggies there, but generally not too bad. Now I have noticed though there is a particular in one of the, which I was flying earlier or having a look earlier, was the European skydiving one, and that's had a mixture of a of its decals as well. Some were jaggies and some were really crisp and clean and really nice. So just like this one here, you know, this Thompson Aviation decal here looks fantastic. So there seems to be just a mixture of quality with the when it comes to some of the work. But it's a quirky looking thing. Now the motor itself, or the engine itself, is from a PC6. So for those of you guys who are familiar with the PC6 or fly it, this will be very, very similar in performance. The exhaust out looks really good. Right, so what we're going to do is hop on into the cockpit and we'll have a look from there. Rightio, here we are in the cockpit. Now what I'll do, I will start off with the back. So we'll hop on out the back here and just show you the back. Now this is obviously the cargo side of things, so we've got a little bit of extra cargo area there. Now, a bit weird, this back to front restricted. Now I noticed that was on the outside of the door. So whether that's an error, I don't know. But anyway, what we can do is we can open up the doors. So it's all very good. Now with the roller door, with the skydiving, those doors also close as well. Now where are we going to go here? Rightio, beautiful. Closed it down. Good. Yeah, like I was saying, the skydiving door does open, which I will show you, but we don't have anything here in the cockpit at the moment. But let's just hop on back and let's just get my positioning right. Right, now, so what we'll do is we'll start up here. Now, on the skydiving version, there's a and the agriculture version as well, that there is a button or a knob that opens up the doors. Now the agriculture door, it actually has a hopper, which a door opens up on the top, so you can put in your spray liquid. So you can put that in, and you can use then with the skydiving one to open up the roller door. Now the passenger one, I think you just go down to the back and open it up. I'm not 100% certain, so don't quote me on that, because I haven't tried the passenger version. So as I said, we're in the cargo version at the moment. So again, we've got just our emergency aileron trim. We've got some rudder trim, map lights, and pitch and aileron trim as well, which it depends on how you guys have got that one set up. Now these doors do open here, so we can get them going. Alright, it's a bit of a clamshell type thing, and I'm not sure where that one opens up, but anyway, however, there is another little thing with this one, and this door opens up as well here. Alright, but also we have a tablet, which is here, which is it's got the cable plugging in, which is great. So what we'll do is we'll get some power to this, and then I'll show you what's involved with the tablet. Right. So starting this one is fairly easy. So flick the switch here, we'll get our generators on. Okay, then we've got fuel pump. Now, a fuel cutoff is on. Alright. I don't know whether it's a sim default or not, but I would like these to be modeled as off, okay, or closed, so we can do a proper cold dark start. So if Orbx, if you get to watch this one, please can you change that? Right, now then let's, okay, better move that up into a low idle. Nice sound, a little bit muted, but nice sound. Okay, we're just watching our numbers come up here. Okay. We should be started. Now what we can do now is just turn on the... Right, now let's shimmy on over and get a closer look at this. Right, here we go. Now we can have our ground power connected or not connected. We can go to imperial or metric. Now for us on Xbox, we can only use this one here, the 530, 430. Okay, these ones are, I know that one there, the GTN 750 is not available, and I don't think this one is either, unless that's likely to come in the future. But if we click on it, which we can do, we get nothing. So it changes the whole layout, but, and there's the other ones as well. So we get nothing because, you know, we just don't have that already connected for us on Xbox. PC guys, if they go and download them, yes they can. Alright, now it's over this side here. So the door's open. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our doors here again. Okay, and we can open and close the cabin door as well. So the big door we just saw at the back. So I won't worry about that. Right, now I just want to come back. Again, this is a little bit fiddly because there's something I want to bring out to your attention. The doors are open. The sound has not changed. And I believe that the sound envelope that is around this aircraft is interfering with the sounds that are outside. Because if we go outside... Oh wow, look at those doors. They look cool. You know, we get a reasonable sound outside. Go inside, and yet our doors are open. So I think Orbx need to fix that in an update. Okay. But having said that, let's just close the doors, because they're not going to make any difference at all. That one and that one. See, no sound difference. And they're closed. So, also too, I will be, let's get some lights on. Now we got our warning lights up here as well. Which are, oh, my generator's off. Oh, I better turn that on. There you go. I'm glad I looked at that because that could have given me some trouble. Because you don't want to run out of battery power. So, let's turn on some lights. And then what I'll do is I will show you guys the night view as well. Okay, that's this jump light. You can turn the jump light on if you've got the skydiving one. Alright, so instrument lights. Let's turn the pitot heat on anyway, because then that's going to get rid of anything. Right, now then what we're going to do is we're going to make it go dark. And there you go, look at that. That looks pretty good, pretty swish. You know, we've got our lights up the back there. I don't know if it's lighting up down the back. No, it doesn't look like much. Why would it be? After all, it's a cargo area. So there we go. That's our night lighting. We've got a map light. So we nice red light here. But also too, we got a map light there, which we can dim it down. There we go. Right. So what I'll do now is I'll just go on back. Now it does, for those of you who are interested, we do get rain sounds. So let's just change it over. I normally don't do it this way. I normally, you know, edit it out and everything else like that, but okay, so there's our rain sounds for those guys that are interested in hearing what it sounds like when it's raining, which that is in there, and that should be in there too. You know, that should be a default for any aircraft. Right. So let's just go back to our weather. Right, and back to our time as well. Right. Sorry about this. I'm mucking around way too much. Right. Break off. Let's get going. Now that jump, I don't know what that jump is, but it's done it on PC. It's done it on, it's almost like it runs over a chock or something. But there's nothing there. It's done it on the PC. It's also done it on every flight here. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but it just seems to be when you start, it gets that nice little, gets a little, not a nice, but there you go, there it is again, as you get going. So there is a fault here in this aircraft, and that Orbx need to have a look at. So it just seems to be, as you're advancing your throttle to get moving, it just gets that jump, and I don't know why. Right, so taxiing wise, it's fairly standard. Takes a little bit to get it going, and fairly easy on the ground. And obviously, if you get too fast, it doesn't want to steer. But I'll see you up at the end of the runway for our takeoff. Okay, here we are at the end of the runway, ready for our takeoff. Now I will be going into the layout of the cockpit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fly up to Sydney, and no, you won't have to hang around for the full flight. I'll be editing in and out of things, but while I'm going along we'll have a closer look at the dials and the dash and the layout, and see how that all looks. Now one thing I was doing my taxiing on is you've got your low idle here. Now these are done nicely. They click into position very well. Don't obviously pull it back all the way because it's going to stop, and you'll have to restart your engine again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to test out the autopilot, and I will take off. Now we don't have, it's fixed landing gear on this one, so we won't have to worry about that type of thing. So flaps that were coming down then, which are very nice. Right, so we'll advance the prop pitch. Brakes off. Let's get going. And don't forget to put your mixture into high idle. Slight pull to the left, not bad. There we go. Lifting, got a good rate of climb. Okay, now then. Okay, right. One thing I haven't done is autopilot master, which is down here. Autopilot master on, and let's hit the nav button, and let's see what it's going to do. Now a lot of these, they just want to turn themselves back. Oh no, looks like it's going to, looking at the map here, it's trying to fly itself back at the moment. There we go. Alright. Let's see if it gets onto my course. So yes, so like I said, flying on up into Sydney, something different, but I won't keep you guys here for that whole trip, and we'll see if this autopilot gets on course. Yeah, it looks like it's going to swing back around and come back on. Right, and while I'm flying along, I'll be giving you guys some outside shots, and obviously I'll be coming back in for the landing anyway. Swinging itself back around to the course, and it'll turn to the left very shortly, and we'll be on our way. Right, it's captured the course. Right, so let's have a look a little bit closer at these dials. So here we can see we've got our a GPS course that we're heading, so our magenta line. Everything looks nice, clean, crisp, tidy. The actual, I like the bolts, the way they've done that. That's really nice. So, which is really good. Now, the okay, wonder Oh look, they work, or at least they're clickable, which is good. So the fuses are clickable. Inertial separator, what else have we got here? Generator breaker. Ooh. Alright, let's test to see if they work. So this should come up and give me a light here. So we'll just test that. At least that's what I'm assuming. Generator. Yep. Well done. Well done, Orbx. So there you go. These fuses do work, which is fantastic. There we go. It's gone. Nice array of information here about what your motor's doing, which is excellent. And again, Copilot gets the same over there. Well, that's excellent. Really pleased about that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hop on out and I'll give some outside shots. I won't worry about a stall test. I don't think that's necessary. And then what I'll do is I'll come back in on my approach to Sydney Airport, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, there's my airport. So let's slow this one down. First stage flaps, let's just line up a little bit better. So flight is very predictable. It's really quite enjoyable actually. It does what you want it to do. Okay, second stage flaps. A little low. I'm going to line up on this a little bit better. Not the best of lineups. But never mind. Oh, we got one little, even though this runway's got plenty of room. So there you go. We can pull up very quickly if we need to. So if anybody wants to use this aircraft for bush trips, and yeah, don't be frightened to use it. Just map in the reverses on it and you'll be right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop on off here and park over here in this taxiway, and I will give you my final thoughts. Pacific Aerospace Corporation P-750 short takeoff and landing. Extreme short takeoff and landing. $37.45 on the Microsoft Marketplace. Around 25 US dollars. Do I regret buying this aircraft? No, not at all. Actually, it was rather a surprise to me. I thought I ummed and ahed whether I was going to get it, and I'm kind of glad I did. I didn't mind the flying of this aircraft. It's perfectly fine. Sure, Orbx have done... There's some things aren't quite right on it, but on the whole, it's a very well put together package. The sound is good, apart from the sound on the inside where you open up the doors and we don't get any sound change, but that can be rectified. Everything else, you know, sure, okay, we don't have enough, I think they call it polygons on the front wheel, but hey, I'm not going to get in that close every time I fly it and go, oh gee whiz, the polygons aren't right. And the same with the Jaggies, you know, it's a mixed bag there with that. But on the whole, I think they've done a really good job. And yes, I am glad I bought this one. Would I fly it again? Definitely. I've been willing to try it out on some of these shorter strips, try and do some of the bush trips with it, and see how it goes. I feel as though that that Orbx have done a reasonably good job for my my money, and I don't want to get into the habit of recommending it, and it's not for everyone. But for those people who like the general aircraft or general aviation aircraft, go ahead, grab it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed, to be honest with you. But if you want to talk about this aircraft, other aircraft, or just life in general, join me on my Discord. The link will be in the description below. See, I finally got that one right. And let's hope that Sim Update 11 is gentle on everyone and we get some beautiful goodies. I am looking forward to the DC-3 and in trying out some helicopters and some gliders. And if those guys who are interested in gliders, they want to come along and join in on a glider fly, I do a fly-in glider fly on the first Tuesday of each month. Just check out my events page on the on my Discord for all the information and where we're flying for that. So if you're into it, come along, join in. And even if you don't want to fly a glider, you can just putt along in a slow flying aircraft like the Tiger Moth or something like that, you know, where you can keep up and not have to worry about it. And on that note, here we go. We're very busy Sydney Airport. But on that note, everyone, please stay safe.